What's up, guys? It's Scurtis, and I decided to do something a little different today. As you may or may not know, it's a big season for the NBA this year. Kobe Bryant retired after 20 seasons. Shaq, AI, and Yao Ming all made the Hall of Fame, and Stephen Curry and the Warriors beat Michael Jordan and the Bulls' single-season records for wins. So I decided to make a little 3-on-3 dream matchup. So let's jump into it. Alright guys, so the game has started. I will be playing as AI, Kobe, and Shaq. So let's get to it. That was not a good start. Okay. AI is a good ball handler, so there we go. Get some, Curry. AI was breaking ankles a good 20 years before Curry ever did. See what Shaq can do against Yao. This was a good matchup over the years. Yao was one of the few people that made Shaq look like a small child. As a matter of fact, Yao was one of the few people that consistently blocked Shaq. And it's too bad we couldn't see more of that matchup. By the time Kobe came into the league, Jordan was in the twilight of his career. So you got to see a little bit of it. Never that much, though. Steph Curry, can't leave that guy open. There you go, Shaq. Can we put the spin move on Jordan? Yes, we can. So talking a little bit about Kobe, last night was the final game of his career. He put on a clinic. It looked like vintage Kobe, putting up 60 points at home for a win. And it was one of those times that he actually made you forget how bad the Lakers were. I gotta say, Kobe is a guy I wasn't always the biggest fan of. I mean, I'm still not the biggest fan of Kobe. I have an appreciation for him. The reason I had such a problem with Kobe, and he always pissed me off, and I mean he pissed me off a lot watching him, was because you knew when he played your team that there was nothing you were going to do to stop him. Not a damn thing. Basically, the way the coach would draw it up was you didn't game plan for Kobe, you game planned around him because you knew he was going to get his. And watching that 60-point game last night, it took me aback a little, and it got me to thinking. They're talking about all his accomplishments and just how great a player he was and where he stacks up in the history of the NBA. And it got me thinking not just about the NBA, but in life in general. We never truly appreciate a person for what they've done and what they've accomplished until it's time for them to say goodbye. And I know I'm guilty of it. I didn't ever truly appreciate Kobe for what Kobe was in the NBA until last night. But really, with Kobe is our generation's Jordan, basically. You know, a lot of us, we didn't get to see Jordan, and if we did get to see Jordan, it was on the tail end of his career when he was a wizard, and it wasn't really Jordan. It was an old man on dead legs. And, you know, some people are going to get all uppity about me saying, Kobe, he's nothing compared to Jordan. Jordan's this, Jordan's that. All praise Jordan. But the thing is most of those people actually got to see Jordan in his prime. They grew up with Jordan. For a lot of us, Kobe is what we grew up with. Me personally, Kobe's been around about as long as I've been alive. He was in the NBA 20 years. I'm 23 years old. That means Kobe's been in the NBA for most of my life. And it's weird in my head to think about an NBA without Kobe. I'm sure it's what it was like when a couple generations ago when people had to think about the NBA without Jordan. Talking a little bit about the other guys. I know Shaq. He was fun to watch on the court, but he was one of those few guys that was actually probably twice as fun to watch off the court because he always had a personality. He was always funny as hell. He made shitty movies. There's no getting around that. Like, Kazam was terrible. But the guy had fun with it. He never took life too seriously. And he's one of the few people I genuinely, like, I saw them play, and I'm excited to see him go into the Hall of Fame. Everybody on this court will probably be a Hall of Famer. Jordan already is. Yao, Shaq, and AI are going to be. And there's no way that Curry and Kobe aren't. Get some, Yao. We're playing a really close game here. AI, I didn't really get to see AI much. I watched a lot of his highlights. The one thing I do know about AI is one of the few guys to break Jordan's ankles. And not only did he break Jordan's ankles once, he broke them twice on the same damn play. Like, how ballsy do you have to be like, okay, I'm going to try crossing up Jordan. Okay, I'm going to try it again. And Jordan was a competitor, so you know he didn't take that well. I'm not going to lie, I got a little frustrated hearing about the Warriors this year, but that's just me being a little bit of a hater, because at the end of the day, Steph Curry is just ridiculous to watch. You ever watch that guy? That guy doesn't know how to miss a shot. Like, half the time I'm watching Warrior games, I'm just like, what the hell? Because, they'll talk about how a guy has unbelievable range, and I believe that Steph Curry range is just a word to Steph Curry, because if you ever watch him, he makes shit, and you're just like, well, how do you block him? I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he'll be the MVP this year. Like, it won't even be close. So the game is over. We won. Let's check out the score. It was a 21-17 game, so a good game. The MVP, Shaq. So I had a lot of fun doing this. I don't plan on doing a lot of sports videos because I know sports is one of those things that's hit or miss for most people. But just with the whole Kobe thing and just the way how impactful this NBA season was, I just felt like doing a little something and talking about it. So, as always, thanks for watching, guys.